Welcome back to You Can Understand Shakespeare, because you can, and this is going to help you do so. Look, I'll cut to the chase. Act 4, Scene 3 is pretty short, and if you're watching it, you probably enjoy going along with Hamlet anyways, so good to see you again. If you're new, check out the introduction for another video, but we're going to hop right into it. I do want to give you one caveat. This may not be the Act 4, Scene 3 that you have in your edition. This is the Act 4, Scene 3 of the Norton Shakespeare, which is a very good edition. It has amazing footnotes and all types of resources. I mostly just use the footnotes. But you may be on Act 4, Scene 6 right now, and that's because people have divided up the various scenes of Shakespeare depending on the edition, depending on who exactly is doing it. So it's always better to maybe follow along with the content, since edition to edition isn't always codified. But hey, that's okay. We know what we're here for. It is for the scene where Horatio reads a letter from Hamlet. So it's a very short one. Let's hop into it. Enter Horatio and a gentleman. And Horatio asks, "What are they that would speak with me?" There's some people that want to speak with Horatio. Gentleman, "Seafaring man, sir, they say they have letters for you." So there's some sailors, and they have letters for Horatio, and Horatio says, "Let them come in." The gentleman exits to go get them, and Horatio says, "I do not know from what part of the world I should be greeted, if not from Lord Hamlet." So he kind of sets the scene. These must be letters from Hamlet. I don't know who would be sending me letters via sailors except for Hamlet. The sailors enter and say, "God bless you, sir," as a greeting. Horatio says, "Let him bless thee too." The sailor says, "I shall, sir," and please him. Apostrophe A means he. It's just a dictional thing. So he shall, sir, he shall bless me. And please him, and means if it please him. So he'll bless me if it pleases him. There's a letter for you, sir. Hands him a letter. It came from the ambassador that was bound for England. That th apostrophe ambassador just means the ambassador. It's just a contraction. Scary to see on the page maybe if we're hyper focusing on every word, but if you hear it aloud from an actor, it seems perfectly reasonable. So it's from an ambassador that was bound for England. That's where Hamlet, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern were headed. That's also where a trap laid for Hamlet was by King Claudius, where Hamlet was going to be dead. So we get to have a little bit more information about what has happened to Hamlet. He said, "If your name be Horatio, as I am let to know, it is." So that the letter is for someone whose name is Horatio. Horatio opens up and reads it and says, "Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this being the letter, overlooked it meaning literally read it over, looked over it, give these fellows, the sailors, some means to the king, give them access to the king, King Claudius. They have letters for him." So Hamlet has written letters not only to Horatio, but also to the king, and the sailors are delivering both. "Ere," meaning before, "ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment," meaning a warlike appointment, meaning of even appointment. It's a meeting that you are set to have, and it's warlike. So they want to engage in some type of war. Also here I see that appointment means equipment. So they were very warlike equipment. They intended to do war upon us. They're pirates. Gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, they couldn't speed beyond them. We put on a compelled valor. Valor is bravery. It's courage. And it's compelled. The circumstances demanded that they act bravely, so they fought against the pirates. We put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple, the fight, the wrestling match, I boarded them. I hopped on board to their ship. On the instant, as soon as that happened, they got clear with me. They got clear of our ship. So there's two ships parted, so I alone became their prisoner. So quick pause. In the midst of Hamlet, this gigantic tragedy, Hamlet leaves and is abducted by pirates. It's funny because it's just so out of left field, right? So there's also a pirate kidnapping here. There's a giant naval battle. Now, it's all communicated off stage. We don't necessarily see that, but it's just kind of like, whoa, and another thing. Great. It's very fun. It's very fun. Because keep in mind that Hamlet is supposed to be entertaining. So this is just a fun, entertaining instant. It also shows how he gets out of this trap that was laid for him, else he would be dead in England. So he becomes the pirate's prisoner. He says, "They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy, but they knew what they did. I'm to do a turn for them." This is a reference Hamlet is making to two of the last 7 words of Jesus Christ on the cross. The first of which being, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." It's a prayer for those who are killing him. Here, he says that the pirates knew what they did because Hamlet is to do a turn for them. They are thieves of mercy. They've been merciful for them, but they know what this mercy is. They want something from Hamlet, probably a ransom of some type. They're thieves of mercy, recalling to mind the good thief, Saint Didymus, or Dismas rather. My apologies, Saint Dismas. Didymus is the name for Thomas the Doubter. Regardless. One of the words from the cross is there's two thieves being crucified with Jesus, and one is mocking him, and the other says, hey, we justly deserve this, but this man's innocent. Jesus, remember me when you enter into your kingdom, and Jesus says to him, you will be with me in paradise on this day. So he's kind of putting both of those together. So Hamlet is okay. They have not killed him. They just want him to do something for them. He now counsels Horatio, let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou mean come to me with as much speed, so as fast as thou wouldst flee death. As fast as you would run away from death itself, come to me. I have words to speak in thine ear. Will make thee dumb. Dumb is not lacking intelligence, it is mute. You are unable to speak. So I have words that will leave you speechless. Words I'll speak in your ear. Yet are they much too light for the bore of the matter. Yet are they meaning the words that I'm going to tell you. They'd leave thee dumb, leave thee speechless, but still these words are too light for the caliber, the bore is the caliber, the size of the matter. So even mere words cannot capture how important this thing is. Even though those words will leave you speechless, it's still not enough. So he has something very important to tell him. These good fellows will bring thee where I am, referring to the sailors who have delivered the message. They're going to bring you to where I currently am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Remember that they split, and the ship kept sailing. So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern we're not going to see anymore, though we will learn a little bit more about what happens to them. Hamlet is going to tell Horatio. But they are off to England. And Hamlet is now back in Denmark. He says, farewell, he that thou knowest thine, Hamlet. And that's just sincerely yours. That's just yours truly. At the end of letters, we often say, like, I am yours. So he that thou knowest thine. The person signing this is the one that you know is yours. Yours truly, Hamlet. Horatio finishes the letter, talks to the sailor, and says, come, I will give you way for these your letters. So I'm going to give you the means of deliveries of your letters to the king, because that's what he's been asked to do. And do it the speedier. The D-O apostrophe T is just do it. It's just another contraction like ain't or can't. And do it the speedier that you may direct me to him, Hamlet, from whom you brought them. And then they all leave. They're going to deliver some letters to Claudius, and then Horatio is going to meet up with Hamlet again. So Hamlet has avoided this trap that he didn't even know about. It's probably a happy accident for Claudius as well, that he has manipulated Laertes. We saw that in the last scene. And we're going to see in the next scene about how they're going to work to now have another plan to try to kill Hamlet. So Hamlet is doubling down on his revenge to kill Claudius. Claudius is on plan B of his plan to kill Hamlet. We're in a game of cat and mouse. We'll see how it all plays out, but we're still in Act 4. We're still rushing towards the stunning conclusion. So you'll have to join us next time to see what happens. Thanks so much for listening.